Okay, hello class. This is weekly update 3. So you've just finished module 1 and you're about to start module 2. And so I just wanted to do some shout outs for the homeworks and tell you where I've put some of the examples of good work. So topo maps and contour maps, excellent job collectively as a class on those. I was excited to see many people had and talked about this, discussed the sort of light bulb moment that you had when you understood, finally the activity helped you understand a contour map. But a couple people mentioned how, yes, contour maps are topo maps. They're just a math version of it. And remember, several of you didn't do these on some of your assignments, and you would if we were having an exam, or these would be points taken off. Make sure you always put your z equals k values on each level curve, right? That's what actually makes it. If you just draw the shapes, we don't know, is it going up or is it going down? What are those values? Where do we pull them up? Where do we push them through the page? So don't forget those for full credit when we do have our graded assignments. Let's see, the collection, the TopoMap collection, please take a look, and let me share the screen and just show you some of these. So some of my favorite ones I put in your, every time after the assignments are due, I will go in, and that was module 1. So in the samples and examples, we already had last weekly update, some ones that I liked from week 1. So week 1, Clarissa, Grant, Griffin, Jay, Keegan, Liam, all had some fantastic assignments. Just please take a look, click on those. And then we just finished week 2. So some ones I wanted to point out. Clarissa did a really nice job collecting just a beautiful collection of contour maps that she appreciated. Patrick talked about a golf course and Drew just being out on the golf course over the weekend, thinking about 221 homework, and then drew what it might, the contour map for that particular hole might look like. Mac did another nice collection. Let's see, Mac's here. Collection for the, and then a nice description as well, type description of kind of what he learned from those. Several people did the topo property one. I really liked in particular Dana May's. Let me see if I can pull on that. Hers is just beautiful work. Maybe it was this one. And also the topo your property, a nice job by Eleanor. Olivia, I think it was Olivia who drew like a little, I could actually see the dogs jumping. She had these little mounds that she drew with the topo map. And then again, I mentioned that these were dog jump areas, and I could actually visualize that. So Niagara Falls is what Dana May chose to draw, and she's got labels the z equals k values again, which, as she said, just relative because she wasn't there plotting this. And oh, and then another, was it Griffin did a really nice job talking about Griffin or Grant? I think it was Griffin. I get my G names mixed up. Whoops. That is not the samples and examples I wanted to go to. Oh, module 1, samples and examples. Yeah, here we are. Week 2. Yeah, I think it was Griffin who mentioned the going outside and just thinking about contour maps. Oh, maybe even mentioned like he had a tattoo of a topo map on his body. But just walking outside and just thinking about all these z equals k planes slicing through things, and then trying to figure out, you know, where am I? Like Charleston's below sea level, so actually where I'm standing, maybe that should be a z equal like -1 foot, because we know all the flooding that happens downtown. You know, he really went through the thought process of trying to visualize these z equals k slices in the world around him. That was a neat discussion. Let's see, who else should I mention here? Lots of folks, really good work. Yeah, that was Griffin. Okay. And then the desk ornament, really nice by Dana May, Eleanor, and Liam. I put them all in here. Again, some really nice pictures and descriptions that go with those. Bottle traces, several folks chose to do those. A couple that I really liked I put in here were Savannah's. Savannah drew a picture, or took a picture. She did like many view a water bottle. And the reason she liked to do that though is she stuck a straw down the center, the opening in the hole. And that, she talked about how it really helped her, putting the z-axis in there really helped her visualize what's happening. I think also on the bottle traces, Grant and Griffin did an excellent job. Clarissa as well. Really nice. Clarissa did a great job taking several different objects. And also who did this? Was it Grant, I think? Several different objects at different angles, and then showing the Z equal K traces, how they get projected down, because that's the key thing. They get slammed down into the XY plane. That's why you're looking up from like the crow's nest, looking down, shining a light, and the shadow that they create down there. And the projection, those two folks, Grant and Clarissa, then labeled their Z equals Ks, right? So many of you did that projection just fine, but you didn't think about the heights there. And for these many objects that they did, they drew those, and it was really clear to see. Let's see, Patrick did a nice job because he took a water bottle as well, and he actually sawed into it with a knife and showed the Z equal K, and then took like an index card and showed a Z equal K trace intersecting at the height of like Z equal 2. So again, getting those heights is the key thing as well. So please click on these. Are again some really nice, beautiful work, and just a slightly different way of thinking about each one, and I think will help you just take your time at home and flip through those. Okay, then the calculation problems, I just wanted to point out, I put 3 or 4 in here. Aaron, Grant did all 4 problems on that particular page, so you can check your work that way. And Dana made really nice, again, visualization. I think she, let me see if I can pull hers up again. Perhaps it is this one, or maybe this is the one I already did. Let's look right back to the samples and examples. The other Dana made submission from week 2. Maybe this one. This one was cool because she had her little cousin's honey cafe in the back that she wanted to point out. But I liked how she put the Z, X, Y in there, showing the heights on those, really helpful, and different stages of what she was doing in different level curves. So really useful there, but that was actually not the other one. I was looking for one more year's data. Let's see. Are we week 2? Yes, it must be, yes, the calculation one. So again, showing all those level curves, what each step that she was doing, labeling them, just to help her do it in the XY plane, and then thinking about pulling those out. And you're getting a piece of the surface here. And then I just wanted to point out, I feel like last semester I had a student that gave a really good description of this. It's almost like sort of a modern lounge chair sitting by the pool. But what is actually happening, just a beautiful picture too here, right? This 3D rendering. Yeah, she does this for all of them. Really nice job on the 2 that she chose. But I don't think anyone did this. I think several of you, I'm wondering, maybe Mac and Griffin, for this one showed, right, don't always just pick positive values, also pick negative. If you pick negative, you're gonna get these coming through like here. And when you do that, and then if you were to graph it, so let me share the screen. Pick a different, let's go to CalPlot3D, which you guys are going to get really good with by the end of the semester. And I put in this function, let me just reset it. This was resetting it, so it's got this preset graph, but we want to change it. This was number 3 on page 73, and it's Z equals X cubed divided by Y. And when I graph this, again, notice one thing that'll help you guys, I noticed on your challenge problems, it'll help you if you use the arrow keys to move around rather than the mouse pad to move this. And so here's the one that Dana made. This beautiful picture was this lounge chair laying this way, but there's sort of 2 of them, so you can sit in opposite ways. So then there's actually one in the back here, and that would have been from the other set of level curves had you chosen negative values. So always make sure you try that. For some problems, again, that doesn't work in the domain, but try to always go negative, 0, and positive values, and then you'll get a full representation of the function. Okay, stop the sharing that. Okay, the next thing is to talk about the challenge problems. It looked like you guys had a good time doing that. It was really neat to see. So several groups did the penny race. A couple I liked in particular was group 3, the Fantastic Three of Will, Dana, and Olivia. So let me just share the screen and kind of take a look at that. Just to show you, I think all the groups did a fantastic job and got the visualization looked all right. Okay, so here's the report. And some things I just wanted to point out. Of course, we want to make sure we always have our sections labeled, which you guys did a nice job this time. Several groups, this was not the only one, but let's see. Group 4, oh yeah, PBS also did a really nice job with the talking about how they use some of the math morals, which was neat. The pictures is a mix of hand-drawn and computer-generated, and the hand-drawn are just beautifully done as well. Always captions and labeling things. So this is a lot about the graphic design as well as the content. I mean, perfect work, dead on with what it looks like, discussion, and then here's the drawing, and they're showing these different color-coded ones really does help you see the heights. And then their final, they then mix this in with some CalcPlot 3D. Again, getting the angles on these, you might do better just in general as a tip for the whole class using the arrows in CalcPlot 3D rather than the mouse pad. And then again, finding some nice pictures online of what these different, there's the penny race, there's the fluted one, and they talked about the differences between those. So excellent discussion. The next one I want to point out is group 4. This is PBS, which is Patrick, P for the Patrick, oh yeah, Liam's the last name, and then Cameron. So again, discussed the math morals, but did every single level up. That was awesome. 2 through 6 made a really nice chart here. The other group that did all the level, almost all the level ups was group 5, Griffin, Kelly, Thomas, and Ethereal. Excellent job. Only comment on group 5. Make sure you also do the color coding up here. This is how we're grading individual work. So really nice job. This is group 4's beautiful report. Excellent discussion and description. Okay, just a few last comments that, again, making sure that you are using the color coding in the challenge problems. Like if Patrick decides he's going to write in blue font and Cameron in pink font, continue that in the introduction or the planning stage. And we need to see that to get the grading of the individual contribution to each project. Another group that I really liked was Mac, Eleanor, and Christy, and you guys did level 2 level up, so that was nice to see. Really nice work. Got the penny race part fine, did a nice job on level 2. The only group that chose the zip course was group 1, Allie, Clarissa, and Grant. And so that was neat to see because it was a whole different skill set that you got to practice. You got to practice visualizing points in space, angles between 2 vectors. And so excellent job on that and really nice work. I think also did some level ups. Last comment is you're about to start module 2. So this is chapter 2 in your journals. And what's really neat about this is you're going to learn about derivatives. And there are so many different ways to think about derivatives now that we're in this higher dimensional space. So you're going to have a couple different derivatives that you're going to learn about in this chapter. And there are many uses. You'll see at least a handful of different uses for these derivatives, which extend beyond things you did from Calc 1. So I think this is going to be another fun module for you, also very visual. Have fun and just shoot me emails with questions, and if we get enough, we'll do some office hours. All right, enjoy.